So let's talk about catching the big fish, the customers that can be worth an absolute fortune to you. Now, some of these customers, they can take a while to catch sometimes, but they can be worth literally, hundreds of thousands of dollars to you. So let me give you an example. In my own example, I saw a client on a website years ago giving a testimonial, and I thought, I really want that particular client. I'd really love to get them, on board. And I sent some samples of my work and a fairly brief email just outlining that I'd like to work with them, etc., etc. And that day I got an email back which said, which suggested which said, they were interested, and I gave them a call and had a chat with them. And as a result of that contact, what happened next is I had a chat. Nothing actually happened for about 6 or 7 months, and then eventually I got a project, and I did that project for them. I actually did that project for them and gave them a very good deal and explained I'm doing this because I really want to win their business and get them on board, and these will be my fees going forward, but this is what I'm happy to do for this particular project. And as a result of that, with that client and that one contact, would now be worth close to $500,000 to me, just from that one client. So this is the sort of thing that's possible when you get a really big client on board. So you can get them on board, and because they're the right client, they're right in your catchment area, they're right in your target market, they'll come back over and over and over again, and often give you far less headaches than a small client that's worth 3% or 2% of what they are. So I really encourage you to really tune in, and as you listen to this, think, well, how can I apply this? How can I make this work for my business? Because this can be where the really leveraged part of it is. And as I look up, years ago I put a picture of 7 of the big fish that I'd like to catch up on my dream board, and I've got this in front of me. I'm actually staring at it right now. And out of that dream board, I've managed to get in touch with 3 of those big fish, and I actually ended up getting 2 of those, 2 of those as clients who I had targeted. So a really good thing to do could be just writing down, who you want your big fish to be. So you might say, hey, I want to get these 10 clients on board, and I want them to be my perfect clients, or it might be 100 clients or 50 clients or whatever it is, depending on your business and your industry. But you really hone in and zone in on those particular clients that you want to get on, board. So in terms of this, really think of it's sort of like the difference between fishing or between going fishing for marlin. It's sort of like going fishing for marlin. And when you go fishing for marlin, they might be harder to catch, but the reward is well worth it, versus if you go fishing for whiting, off the shore, or for small fish, there's much less, there's much less need for, or they're much easier to catch, but obviously you're not getting as much with each catch. So this is a really good thing. And what I would encourage you to do is perhaps have 2 strategies in tandem running, where you've got one strategy to catch the really big fish and your perfect client, and another strategy to catch the smaller fish, and the clients who aren't such big clients. So that's something which is definitely worth definitely worth doing. So in terms of the best way to catch these big fish. Now, I would say that in most cases, to catch the big fish, you're probably going to go with direct mail. Because if you want a particular type of client, you're either going to hand select them and you're going to self-select them, and you're going to go through and you're going to really look at the type of clients that you really want to generate. Or you're going to go, to a mailing list, and there's if you look up mailing lists online, you'll see the different mailing lists that are available. But you'll want to really go with direct mail, and your mailing list, for instance, may be clients who have who have 100 or more staff. So 100 or more staff. And they're in a particular type of industry. So they're in the retail industry, just hypothetically, or they're in the wholesale industry, or whatever it is. So you identify that, and you say, okay, these are my staff. You take that, you take those requirements to a list broker, and the list broker is going to be able to dig up that list and feed it back to you, so that you've got an exact list that you need. And all it's a matter of, all that you need to do from there is, you'll have that list. You'll have to obviously pay for that list, and then you can get in touch with that, with the names on that list directly for a fee. And obviously there's a fee associated with that, but it's probably far easier than coming up with that, that for yourself. So that's a really good. A really good target. So you may also find, hey, I'm after a particular industry, and all the people in those industry are quite well with my target market. Well, then you can advertise in trade publications and that sort of thing. But you really want to zone in, and a good way of zoning in is look at who your best customers are right now. Like if I look at my best customers, for the consulting side of my business, they're all businesses that are turning over in the multi-million dollar range. So if I'm going to go after, for my big fish, I'm going to go after companies that are, turning over in the multi-million dollar range. I'm not going to go after businesses that are turning over $100,000 a year, or $50,000 a year, or $300,000 a year. I'm going to go after companies in the multi-million dollar range, because that's who I know from experience are my best customers, for the copywriting side of my business and the consulting side of my business. So that's what you want to be looking at doing within your business as well. To help you get more customers, I'm giving away a free gift to everyone who watches this video. It's a brand new guide called 7 Ways to Get More Traffic and Customers, which includes a swag of cheat sheets for getting results fast. Download it for free by clicking the link in the description below this video, or visiting moretrafficandcustomers.com.